Hey everyone, welcome to the Wolfden Wrestling Podcast, episode 12. Um, we're gonna get right into it with our rumor roundup. Um, Number one, Biggie Langston supposed to be taking a break from WWE, possibly. New Day breaking up and possibly repackaging Biggie Langston. Okay. Well, I think it's going to be quite interesting if they do decide to break up New Day. It's also going to be interesting if they decide to repackage Biggie Langston once he returns to the WWE, or if he returns. Um, but I honestly think that it might be time. I mean, every great tag team has to have some point they have to break up and kind of move on. So I guess this might be a sign that thing, but this is not confirmed. So I mean, this is could be happening, could not be. Um, Second thing is Roman Reigns not fighting at Payback. Now, this is because of the whole attack from Braun Strowman on last week's Monday Night Raw. And, of course, Braun Strowman attacking Roman Reigns in what seemed to be a vicious way. Obviously, storyline. But to make it look good more so, WWE's probably going to keep Roman Reigns away for a little bit of time, maybe even keep him out of an actual match at Payback, set Braun Strowman a match at Payback, and Reigns return at Payback. That's what I'm thinking. That's what the rumor is saying, that Roman Reigns will not be fighting at Payback, which means more likely that could be happening. Number 3, Braun Strowman's supposed to be fighting Brock Lesnar for the Universal title soon, sometime before SummerSlam. I think this is a good idea. I mean, I think it was only a matter of time until Braun Strowman actually got a title match. So, I think it's great. That's my opinion. Number 4, JBL bullying thing. JBL to turn babyface until heat dies down. WWE really isn't doing anything about it, pretty much. They're just having JBL turn good on screen until the heat dies down, which obviously I disagree with, because I think that if he's truly doing these things, then something needs to be done more than just, okay, we're going to turn you babyface or good on screen and give it okay. Anyways, moving on. Lana to debut soon on SmackDown Live as a wrestler. Now, we all seen the promo about Lana is coming to SmackDown Live, and it looked as if Lana is going to be separate than Rusev, and she's possibly going to be a wrestler. Now, we have seen Lana wrestle before in a tag team match, I believe, back when Brie Bella was still wrestling. That was about a year ago, I believe. And I mean, I think if she was training all this time to actually become a wrestler, I think that anything's possible. I mean, I would love to see what she can do in the ring. In singles matches, and how she fends against the SmackDown Live women roster. Number 6, Seth Rollins' new finisher. Now, this obviously is not confirmed, but Seth Rollins was in a dark match, or a match that wasn't aired, on Monday Night Raw, in a tag team match. I believe it was Seth Rollins, and I forget who his partner was, but they were taking on Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe on a dark match. And Seth Rollins debuted a new finisher to get the victory, which was some type of high knee, like a arm twist high knee or something like that. I don't know the exact verbiage of what it is, but there's been some talk that this could be his new finisher, because, I mean, if you're coming over someone that used to be like your mentor, like he did with Triple H, it's going to be quite weird if you see Seth Rollins finishing people off with a pedigree now. So, I mean, it all depends. I mean, maybe he'll make it confirmed tonight on Monday Night Raw. on the new Monday Night Raw, so maybe that's the case. I don't know. But if it is a new finisher, I mean, I think it's expected sometime soon for him to actually get a new finisher because it's going to be quite interesting and a little weird to see him keep finishing people off with a pedigree. Anyways, moving on. Randy Orton hated his WrestleMania entrance because of the giant snake. Now, if you guys paid attention to WrestleMania, when Randy was coming down the long entrance ramp, they had a snake on like the entrance ramp when he was coming down. Now I think it was cool, but I mean I don't know if this is true or not, but because if it's a rumor, but I personally think it was cool. Anyways, moving on. Number 8, Shelton Benjamin may not be returning to the WWE after all. Now we all know Shelton Benjamin was supposed to return to SmackDown Live, but then he had a shoulder injury, and then he was out for some time. Never really heard anything about him then. And so now there's rumors stating that he might not be coming back to WWE, which is kind of sad news. I was looking forward to him if he does come back, and I hope that he decides to come back. And I hope that this rumor is false. And the last piece of rumor roundup that I have for you is Carlito supposed to be returning to Monday Night Raw soon. Now, this could be the reason why they took the Shining Stars to Monday Night Raw, or SmackDown Live. I don't know where the Shining Stars went, to be honest with you. I really wasn't paying attention to them. But this could be why they want to either brand, because Carlito's supposed to be returning with them soon. I don't know. But I think personally it would be great to see Carlito come back. And it certainly would push the Shining Stars up into the main event tag team card. News. We're going to move on to our news now. Stars like Dean Ambrose, Kurt Hawkins, Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, The Miz, Maurice, Bray Wyatt, Rhino, Heath Slater, Apollo Crews, Kalisto, and possibly more are now on Monday Night Raw after the Superstar Shakeup, which was awesome to see. It's going to be great to see how they fare on Monday Night Raw. And number 2 is New Day, Rusev, Lana, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Jinder Mahal, Charlotte, Tamina, and Sin Cara, and possibly others, are now on SmackDown Live, which again is going to be great to see what they bring to the Blue Brand SmackDown Live. Number 3, Drew McIntyre's NXT debut against Oney Larkin. Now, Drew McIntyre during this match was fantastic. It looked like he didn't miss a step. I think that the WWE is going to be stupid if they do not push him to be main event, and they make him out to be a joke in a way. I think that he has the potential to be a main event star on NXT and even on the main roster. So I think that WWE needs to push him as that main event star. Number 4, Josh Matthews leaving the TNA commentating table. Now, Josh Matthews has made it unclear that he will leave the commentating table for TNA if he lost to Team Jeremy Borash on the last Impact Wrestling. And he did. His team lost fair and square to Jeremy Borash's team. So I'm taking Josh up on his word, and it seems as if Josh will be leaving the commentating table and possibly doing some other type of job with Impact Wrestling. Now, there is no thing saying he's leaving TNA. It's just that he's leaving the commentating table. He put himself out there, so he should be a man of his word and actually do it. Number 5, Finn Balor suffers a concussion after the match with Jinder Mahal. Now, a concussion, it can be severe, but it's not going to keep him out for like months and months and months, like his shoulder injury did. So it's only just a matter of time for Finn to come back. But there's no actual word if he won't have any ligamentations of wrestling on Monday Night Raw or not. Number 6, there is a Fire Roman Reigns and Fire Braun Strowman petitions. Now, I think this is dumb. Straight out for you, I think it's dumb because the only reason why these things started was because, well, Braun Strowman started because of the whole thing with him attacking Roman Reigns in the ambulance and all this other stuff. It's a storyline. It's a storyline, and people need to come to the realization that it is. Now, I understand that Roman Reigns could have been actually injured during those scenes. I don't know if he actually was or if he wasn't, but I think that if he was injured, I mean, he knew when he was kind of coming into those scenes that it was going to happen at some way, somehow. But I think Braun Strowman should not be fired, or this petition is just shouldn't be there. And as for the Roman Reigns petition, if they're going to do a Braun Strowman petition, I honestly seen Roman Reigns coming in sooner or later. But I think that one's dumb as well. I think the only reason why they're doing that is because Undertaker thing. But yes, I'm upset that Roman Reigns ended the Undertaker and made him retire and all that. I mean, but if you got to realize, Undertaker had a career, and I didn't want to see Roman Reigns beat the Undertaker. Honestly, I think the Undertaker should have won, and the Undertaker should have retired that way if he wanted to retire. But WWE didn't decide to do it that way. So, I mean, that's what I think these petitions are all about. But to me personally, I don't see the whole light of doing it. Moving on, Gangrel wants to come to WWE possibly to be a manager of Bray Wyatt. Now, the only problem is WWE does not own the name Gangrel. So, that's what's going to stop them. But I think that if WWE would allow Gangrel to have his own, like, island with the name Gangrel, it would be great. And the last piece of news that I have for you is Booker T to replace David Otunga for a few weeks on Monday Night Raw's commentating table because of David Otunga supposed to be taking some time off or something. I don't know exactly why, but it's going to be great to see Booker T back on the commentating table. Moving on to our Spotlight Wrestlers. Raw Spotlight Wrestler from last week's Monday Night Raw is Dean Ambrose, who actually came from SmackDown Live to Raw. And he attacked The Miz, and then he fought Kevin Owens in a winning effort. SmackDown Live goes to AJ Styles, who is now the number 1 contender for the United States Championship. And will be fighting the winner of Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho after the Payback pay-per-view. 205 goes to TJ Perkins, who got a win over Jack Gallagher and aligned himself with Neville. NXT goes to Drew McIntyre, who had an awesome return to the WWE in a match with Oney Larkin. And TNA goes to Team Jeremy Borash, who beat Team Josh Matthews, and seen some returns to the ring of some great former TNA wrestlers such as Magnus and Matt Morgan. With that said, I'll see you all next Tuesday for next week's Wolfden Wrestling Podcast in episode 13. Have a great day and peace.